All right, Dave, where did you move?
Okay. This thing only went 6, as did this, because I want to shoot. I put side-bolt ammunition on those heavy bolters, so they're strength 6.
Okay.
This guy flew 12 inches and landed here. He took a dangerous terrain test for landing on the difficult terrain, and he passed with flying colors. These guys only shuffled forward 4 inches each.
Had to go through the terrain, of course.
Because of the terrain. These guys went 5, and this guy went 6. And the other purifier squad that was back here climbed into this. You know, it's not being used at the moment. These guys are busy walking with their guns, so whatever.
Yep. Went forward 24 with that guy.
This thing went forward 24 so I could benefit from cover again. He's got a couple las cannons and several missiles, so I want to try and move it fast as long as I can. Now I'll only get to shoot with 1 gun instead of the 2 because I do have the power of the machine spirit.
It does have the power of the machine spirit. That's one thing that some people forget. Even though you're moving flat out, he didn't pop smoke. So he gets a cover save, but he didn't pop smoke, so he still gets to shoot if he has the power of the machine spirit, which reads, you know, it allows you to shoot 1 more weapon than you otherwise would be able to.
Right.
So that's a huge advantage of the Stormraven.
I like it with Blood Angels a lot, especially because you're trying to get you up close to the enemy, and it works with Grey Knights too, because you're going to get close to the enemy. So now here in the shooting phase, we're just going to start with that. The reason
I'm going to do, real quick, one of the things that I remembered is during the shooting phase, during your turn, Rhinos can fix themselves, so he's going to attempt to fix himself. On a 6, he fixed himself. Boom! He just fixed himself.
And that was on his last turn.
That was on my last turn. Just so, yeah.
We just forgot to roll the die on camera.
Okay.
So, okay, so he's actually fixed. That's the first time you've probably ever done that.
Yeah, I usually don't run with Rhinos either. But.
I don't normally get this close, this fast, but I really don't want that Vindicator to stick around any longer than necessary, so I did this on hopefully the odds that I'm now within Melta range with my twin-linked multi-Melta, and I in fact am.
So,
by the slimmest of margins. So, we're doing this to get rid of that. It's a hit. That does penetrate.
I popped smoke, so we're gonna hope that the Emperor likes me better than the Grey Knights. Boom, he does. Yes. Aha, the Melta shot misses. The Vindicator will ride again. It's gonna blow some Terminators up.
That makes me sad. All right, well, since that's in fact what happened, I'm going to, now I realized after the fact that I could have given these guys side-bolt ammunition and it would have made their guns all strength 5, which would be ultra sexy, but I forgot about it because like I said, I built this armor list in about 10 minutes.
It's also a pretty expensive upgrade.
It's 20 points. In hindsight, since I didn't do that, it's okay. I don't think I want to shoot right now anyway because I don't want to shoot Terminators with bolters. Who cares what strength they are? They're just going to shrug them off. I want to get to grips as soon as possible, so I'm going to run here and here. That's a 6, and that's a 5. Those are both good run rolls. These guys are still out of range to shoot anything, so we're going to run with them as well.
Wow, the Grey Knights are trying to adapt quickly to Space Marines.
I'm probably close to 36, but just to make sure, we're going to run him as well. This assassin's been the slowest moving part of the game. It must be of the army. He must have a heavy gun. And then I'm not familiar with the heavy side cannon that the Dreadknight's toting around. So I got to take a look at that real quick to see what it does before I decide what to do with it.
The other option, of course, being that he might run.
Yeah, 24-inch range, strength 7, AP 4, large blast rending. He is not going to run. He is, in fact, going to shoot that because, granted, it's only AP 4, but you've got your Terminators in such a fantastic clump there. I just can't pass up the opportunity.
Gotta worry about the range.
Pipe plate.
Now, this is one of those situations. I'm gonna just go ahead and say what I think.
I'm gonna put it on that guy.
Yeah, it's pretty close to 24 inches, so he's gonna not want to set it on one of these guys back here, because when you're doing any kind of blast template, you have to set the template first and then measure to see if you're in range.
And if you set it further than it shoots, you just miss.
Yeah. So he's gonna go for this guy right here.
I'm going for that guy.
That's probably a pretty good. You'll probably have 20 points. I usually go under.
I probably have this guy too. But
I'm pretty conservative. I risk for under, but you never know. Like, he might be right.
And you know what? Depending on where I would have put it, I'm actually in between. I have this guy, and then it lands right here between them. So if I had gone for him, my greed would have taken the shot away. But I went for this guy.
It's a good shot. If it hits, it's going to hit 9 Terminators. So that's pretty grody.
Yeah.
It'll wound him on 2s, and then any 6s that he rolls will rend me, which they don't have good invuln saves.
Well, it's going to go forward 2 inches.
That's not too bad.
Not too terrible.
One of the things you want to do when you're using blast templates and you're rolling the scatter die is roll your scatter die as close as possible to where your template is.
Still
so
7.
that you can tell the direction. Because if you don't, a lot of times what happens is if you said rolled it over here, and then you try to bring your tape measure across, you're almost unavoidably going to change the actual direction that you roll. So always try and roll your scatter die as close as possible to where your template goes.
Okay, so it still hit 7 guys. And
Rends
I got
2.
all 7 with 2 rends.
All right, well I'm going to take one of the rends on Lysander, because he's a 3-up invulnerable save. And then we'll take the other rend on a regular guy. No, yeah, regular guy. And then we'll take, I've got at least 6 regular guys, right? I only have let's see, 1, 2, yeah, I only have 1 chain fist and the sergeant. So I should have 6 regular guys.
1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
5, 6.
All right, so we're gonna take 5. The black dice for the regular, the teal die is the rend on the regular guys, and then I'll roll Lysander afterwards. Wow, so I rolled another 1, so I just lost 2 guys. That's pretty annoying. And then Lysander is okay. So that weapon just paid for itself.
Twice.
Yeah, 2 Terminators gone.
All right, so I'm going to shoot both of these heavy bolters, and then I'll make those run moves.
Okay.
So normally when you roll your run move, you actually move it there, but it's just easier the way we're doing this now to do that.
To do it, yeah. Saves
so,
time.
Psi Cannon, or not Psi Cannon, sorry. Heavy bolter, strength 6. We're going to shoot at that Razorback right there.
Okay.
He will not get cover from us. So it's 3 shots, and it's twin linked. So everything hits, and that's a pen, and
2
that's
pens.
a pen.
Wow, way to roll. Okay, so he's gonna roll 2 pens on that thing.
And it's immobilized and weapon destroyed. Awesome.
So that thing is now basically a Hulk. Gross. If it comes out, yep, it does.
And the other Razorback really doesn't have line of sight on anything or range on anything, probably, except for the Terminators, so we'll just shoot them.
Okay.
So check my range here. And do I get that guy?
Yes, you do. You're just barely over the edge of the face.
All right, so let's see if we can punch a hole in some more Terminators. Twin linked, 2 hits, and 2 wounds. 2 wounds.
All right, teal is on Lysander. They're both okay.
All right.
One of the strategies that when you have a pretty beefy character, especially a character that has great armor and invuln in a independent character attached to a unit, is if you every time just put a wound on him, because he's got multiple wounds, so it's okay if he takes a single wound. At least in my opinion. Sometimes it's not the best move because you might get into a close combat situation, but especially with Space Marines, more and more, I mean, Lysander's is an exception to the rule, but like my librarian or just about any other character I bring is going to probably get force weaponed by Grey Knights, for instance, or just have a power, a load of attacks going on in close combat. So while they're useful in close combat, I don't set up to rely on them in close combat. I instead use them as much as possible for whatever abilities they might bring my army, a la Space Marines, or I try to use them as a shield for my regular guys, which are, could be more useful in close combat because they only have 1 wound apiece anyway, for instance. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start my turn. All right, I'm going to go ahead and opt. I have Gate of Infinity that has to be used at the beginning of the Librarian's movement phase, so basically the beginning of my turn. So we're going to go ahead and cast Gate of Infinity with him. As you'll recall from last game, he never successfully got this spell off, so we'll see if it happens this time. Wow, that is the third attempt in a row. He's tried Gate of Infinity.
I think it might be the fourth, because I think you tried it 3 times.
3 times? Okay, well, fourth time I've rolled an 11.
People are going to start thinking you're rolling loaded dice.
You know, maybe. Let's see if I roll another 11.
Well, no, because you weren't trying to cast the spell.
Yeah, well, okay. So they're going to sit there again. Wow, that's impressive. That is incredibly impressive. Never mind on that. Let me do the rest of my movement phase. Awesome. Forgot about that. Hey. Terminators. Hey. I don't have to hold still with this guy either, do I?
No.
I don't usually use that kind of... Okay. So checked for this guy. He didn't gank himself on that, so we're good. The guys that are inside here, I think, are just going to stick inside there for now. These guys kind of shuffled over. I'm trying to deny the charge here for the Grandmaster and his blokes. But at the same time, get some shots on those guys and kind of maybe move up this way. I know I have another unit of Terminators in there, so.
I screwed this up. I should have moved this unit here into this. My run roll was 6 inches, and they totally could have been up in here in the cover, but I was so used to playing the get the charge, don't get charged mentality, I didn't want to put them in a position where this unit could then charge them and wreck them. Because I forgot already all about my counterattack because I need to play more games with Grey Knights. So I did that move thinking, yeah, that'll be good, not realizing that I not taking advantage of the cover I need to take advantage of because I didn't kill the Vindicator. I forgot that I'm going to get pie plated. I'm hoping now on Thomas's ability to miss and my ability to make invuln saves to minimize that damage.
We're going to start with the missile launcher here into this thing now. So I hit twice. I'm looking for force to glance, and I pinned you and a glanced you.
Okay.
So he'll take some cover there.
I am pretty good at keeping Stormravens alive if they belong to Blood Angels.
We'll see what happens.
Here's the glance.
Aha!
The glance gets through. Here's the pen.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Woohoo!
Good. Black is the pin.
You're enrolled Snake Eyes.
Wrecked.
Yep. All done.
Stormraven is wrecked.
Down she goes.
Terminators take a check to get out.
Pin check.
Pin check.
They are
probably pinned.
Yeah, I don't remember what Grey Knight Terminator leadership is.
And are they 10 or are they 9? Look on their sergeant here. It's great, man. 9.
Oh, awesome.
Focus on that guy.
Well, I guess we're pinned.
Huzzah! So they get out of their broken ride and stand there for me.
Ugh.
That's like the best of both worlds. I don't have to worry about them charging me the next turn, and their vehicle's broke. All right, so
since we're pinned,
where are you going?
Not there.
Not where I can charge.
No, or pie plate them.
Or pie plate them. So they're gonna hide behind the wreck. And
normally I would use my handy little measuring device and make sure I was good on my 2 inches everywhere, but
it's pretty clear that you are.
Yeah, and I'm working the camera here with one hand, so
true.
That's what you get.
One of the reasons he's using the wing here is GW, in one of GW's facts last year, they said that wings are part of the hull of vehicles now. Just so you know. So I mean, that was largely for situations with the Stormraven.
And the Valkyries.
And the Valkyries. Great, well that was awesome. So that cleared up some other stuff to shoot with. So
I hate that
you are
guy.
now
I'm
going
gonna
to
kill
get a
him
cover
now.
save on that Razorback, but we're going to fire at the Razorback anyway with this guy.
Okay.
He's got a missile launcher and a twin link las cannon. The black will be the missile launcher, and twin link on the las cannon. Both will hit. And
aren't you supposed to be rolling in your drawer of crappy rolling?
No, I haven't been rolling enough dice. If I roll a lot of dice, then sure I roll in the crappy drawer. All right, Strength 8 and Strength 9 against Armor 11. That'll glance and glance. 2 glances. And you get cover.
Well, of course, it's a Razorback. One of them gets stumped.
Immobilized.
Dumb. All right.
Could be worse. I could have blown your weapon off.
Yeah, I guess I'll take an immobilized result over the other.
Awesome. Vindicator. Let's wait on the Vindicator for a second. We're going to actually shoot these guys here into the Terminators. See if we can... Well, maybe not. We're going to do the Vindicator first. The reason I was trying to decide is if I had some great firing coming from these guys and these guys just happen to drop dead for some silly reason, then I could use the Vindicator to shoot at something else like the other Terminators. But I don't think that my Stormbolter fire, which it's mostly Stormbolter fire, is going to kill them. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the Vindicator first here because I can get the best. Likely if I shoot with the Terminators, I'll kill maybe one guy and he'll pull a guy that would allow me to have a really good shot with the Vindicator. I'm going to go right here because if I hit, that'll be 3.
Okay.
And I'm within 24 inches. I'll measure for the camera's sake. So I could have gone all the way past the unit. And I hit. Okay. So that's 3. Now I have to say that I'm notoriously bad at hitting with Vindicators, but notoriously good hitting with Thunderfire cannons.
I'm notoriously good at keeping Stormravens alive, and look what's happened there.
It's true. It's an odd game. I have rolled an 11 on my first Gate of Infinity check, though. All right, Strength 10 against 4, Toughness 4, so all 3 wounds.
Oh,
they're not in cover, so they need... and one of the things that's important to remember is where your angle of fire is. Like if the Vindicator was over here, then they would still get cover because I'm shooting through area terrain cover at them.
Also, if this had crashed a little bit more conveniently, maybe like this, actually they would get cover because the Vindicator would draw its line of sight
through where the
if I had maybe one more of those 5 guys over here instead of over here.
Right.
If you could see right here, yes, they're not in cover, but they're close now with the wrecked Stormraven. So they're just going to get the regular invuln saves. I got to take 3 of them. I kind of want to keep the halberds alive.
Take them on the swords.
So I'm going to take 1 on a halberd. I'll let 1 halberd die. Here's the halberd. He's fine with a 5. Here's the swords.
One of them lived.
So I lose a guy. I am going to kill 1 sword, and I remember he's got an epistolary who hasn't shot yet, and he's got a 12-inch gross gun. So I'm going to take this guy, because I'm pretty sure that was the 12-inch mark.
Right, well, and the epistolary is actually out of line. Well, no, he's not. He can see this guy. He couldn't have seen that guy anyway, but it's a good precaution. It's always a good precaution to be overcautious. Especially to practice.
He can't see that guy?
He cannot see that guy.
Oh, never mind. We're going to put him back, and we will... Oh, I have to kill a sword. No, he's dead. Just in case.
Pistolary does not, I don't think, has range, and I'm worried about his tests with Vortex of Doom and stuff, so we're just going to shoot a Stormbolter. Everybody's got range with their Stormbolter, and the Assault Cannon has range. So, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7 guys with Stormbolters, and yeah, the Librarian's Ballistic Skill 4, so he'll just shoot with the rest of the guys. Now, one of the things that's kind of fun is I have Lysander in the unit. Lysander has Bolter Drill, which is a carryover from previous codexes with Lysander in it, when he was a sergeant and stuff. Now, since he's a close combat thug, this ability doesn't get used very often, especially in the 5th edition world of Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators. So that was cool. I got an extra 3-4 hits from that. And we're looking for 4s to wound, and then we'll roll the Assault Cannon. So we have 6 wounds, and the Assault Cannon hits 3 times. That's actually kind of amazing. And rends you once and does 2 more wounds. So 8 regular wounds, 1 rend.
Ugh.
You will get cover from the rend because I'm shooting again through area terrain at him.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a rend. Alright, so let's see. I have 2 and 2 to split these up. So.
And you could split them to the Justicar too. He could put. Now, one thing that's kind of more important than a regular. If this were regular Terminators, yeah, you could differentiate the Sergeant because he has a separate profile.
Justicar.
But it's a little more important because the Justicar is the first one who will take the perils of the war.
Yeah, I also gave him master-crafted stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that's yeah. There you go. Definitely want to attempt to keep them.
Halberds, sword, halberds, Justicar, and the sword. I'm going to put the extra one on the sword because he's already taken the rend and therefore has a 50% chance of dying anyway, so I might as well put those other 2 wounds on him. So here's his rend roll, which he lived. So now here's his other stuff, and he lived through that as well. Here's my Justicar. He lived. And the halberds.
They lived.
They all live. Love Terminators so much.
Gross. All right. I think that's it. Yeah. Your turn.